is use your ammunition, and that is his speech. I will be listening first time, but you may have listened earlier also, and that is the speech for his area contest. Gary.
Have you ever had a funny feeling about somebody? Like, maybe you didn't trust them, but then you told yourself, oh, don't be so paranoid. Donna did. She was just walking through the parking garage of the upscale mall where she worked as the young man called out to her. Oh, great, she thought to herself. He would see me with my makeup all smudged and on my worst hair day ever. But, Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters and friends, if you had been there as the young man walked up to Donna, you would have seen her start to get uneasy. His eyes, she thought. Why does he keep looking around so much? What do they call that? Shifty? And what's he doing talking to me in this empty parking garage anyway? Oh, don't be paranoid, she told herself. Look, if I don't talk to the guy, he'll think that I don't trust him. And if the poor guy just needs my help, well, then I'll embarrass myself. So she talked to him. Can I help you? Yes, thanks. Could you tell me the closest mall entrance to Macy's? His voice rang out through the empty parking garage. Maybe talking to him wasn't such a good idea after all. No, I don't know where it is, and I'm in a hurry. But Mr. Shifty just smiled. Oh, come on. I just need to know where to go pick up my daughter. When he was satisfied she wouldn't run, he pulled out a gun. Into the car! Donna had just become one of the 7 million Americans in 2004 who were victims of violent crime. If you look around this room, statistically speaking, in the next 2 to 3 years, one of us will fall victim to violent crime. Crime that in many cases could be avoided. You remember back at the beginning, I talked about that funny feeling that we have? Well, that funny feeling, it's not paranoia. It's our intuition speaking. And I think our intuitions know far more than we give them credit for. With guys like this, your intuition can be your ammunition, if we let it. Sadly, Donna didn't use her ammunition till it was too late. Let's take a look at this scene again, and see if you notice anything odd. Can I help you? Yes, thanks. Could you tell me the closest mall entrance to Macy's? No, I don't know where it is, and I'm in a hurry. Oh, come on. I just need to know where to go pick up my daughter. Did you notice? He wouldn't take no for an answer. In the book, The Gift of Fear, personal safety expert Gavin DeBecker tells us that a person not taking no for an answer is one of the strongest warning signs that they don't mean us well. With guys like that, your intuition is definitely your ammunition. The thing is, Donna was asking herself questions like, why does he keep looking around so much? Why isn't he listening to me? And I don't want to be rude, but why can't he just take the hint and leave me alone? Donna didn't feel safe talking to the guy, but she did it anyway. Why? Well, in the book, Gavin DeBecker interviews many, many women who are victims of violent crime, just like Donna. And a common theme that runs through so many cases is that they were more concerned about what that scumbag thought of them than about listening to their intuition. Are you wondering what happened to Donna? Well, after several hours in that car, being brutalized at the point of a gun, the gunman got out for a moment. While he was out of the car, Donna was able to run to freedom. She beat herself up for months after that. Why did I care so much about what he thought about me? She asked, and didn't have an answer. Why didn't I listen to my gut? That might have been the hardest thing of all. My friend Jennifer was in a similar situation to Donna's, but with a much different outcome. In her case, she was in a dark metro parking lot when the young man called out to her. Excuse me, could you help me? Somebody stole my wallet. Could you lend me train fare to get back home? Just like Donna, Jennifer was approached. And just like Donna, Jennifer's intuition told her that things weren't quite right. But unlike Donna, Jennifer listened. She turned to the guy and she said firmly, "No." "Oh, come on. You don't want to see me have to spend all night out here by myself, do you?" You notice? He didn't take no for an answer either. Well, Jennifer noticed. She turned to him and yelled out as loudly as she could, "I said no! Leave me alone!" Now, was Jennifer paranoid? I don't think so. Because when she resisted, he ran away as fast as he could. Jennifer's intuition was her ammunition. And do you ever feel out of control of your situations, like you don't have confidence? Jennifer feels a greater sense of confidence now because she knows she can listen to her intuition, and she knows that if anything did happen, she'd be one step ahead of it. I told this story to my 14-year-old daughter, Danning. She was 12 at the time. I could tell that the story made a big impact on her. She looked at me with a new understanding in her deep brown eyes, and she said, "Daddy, thank you for telling me Jennifer's story. I pray that, if necessary, someday Danning's intuition will be her ammunition." I want you to promise me something. The next time you are at a store or the mall, remember Donna. If you see somebody doing something that you don't think is right, don't ignore it. Remember, it doesn't matter what that guy thinks about you. Your intuition always has your best interest at heart. You promise me? I can promise you that just like Jennifer, you'll be safer, you'll have a greater sense of confidence. Your intuition will be your ammunition. Mr. Contest Master?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I got so caught up in your speech. That's
I was so paying attention.